Hi friends, we will continue our lecture on admixtures. Yesterday we saw what is meant by admixture, what are the types or what are the modern concrete chemicals, then chemical compounds in which we saw plasticizers and super plasticizers. Then the advantages of plasticizers and advantages of super plasticizer. The main use of plasticizer is reducing water content up to 15%, and the use of super plasticizer in concrete is reducing water content up to 30%. Today we see retarders, types of admixtures used in concrete. This type of admixtures retard or prolong the setting time. A retarder is an admixture that slow down the chemical process of hydration so that concrete remains plastic and workable for a longer time than concrete without the retarder. Retarders are used to overcome the accelerating effect of high temperature on setting properties of concrete. In hot weather concreting, the retarders are used in casting and consolidating large number of pores without the formation of cold joints. They are also used in grouting oil wells. Oil wells are sometimes taken up to a depth of about 6000 meters deep, where the temperature may be about 200 degrees Celsius. The annual spacing between the steel tube and the wall of the well will have to be sealed with cement grout. Sometimes at that depth, stratified or porous rock strata may also require to be grouted to prevent the entry of gas or oil into some other strata of rock. For all these works, cement grout is required to be in mobile condition for about 3 to 4 hours, even at high temperature, without getting set. Use of retarding agent is often used for such type of requirement. Sometimes concrete may have to be placed in difficult conditions and delay may be occur in transporting and placing. In RMC practices, that is ready mix concrete practices, concrete is manufactured in central batching plant and transported over a long distance to the job site, which may take considerable time. In the above case, the setting of concrete will have to be retarded so that concrete, when finally placed and compacted, is in perfect plastic state. This type of chemical admixture decreases the initial rate of reaction between cement and water and thereby retards the setting of concrete. It functions by coating the surface of C3S, that is tricalcium silicate compounds, thus delaying the hydration reaction with the water. Reaction products are slow to form, as such the setting and hardening of concrete are delayed, reducing early compressive strength of the concrete. Retardation in setting time up to 8 to 10 hours is possible by suitable use of retarders. Retarding admixtures are sometimes used to obtain exposed aggregate look in concrete. the retarder spread to the surface of formwork prevents the hardening of matrix at the interface of concrete and formwork, whereas the rest of the concrete gets hard on removing the formwork after 1 day or so. The unhard matrix can be just washed off by a jet of water, which will expose the aggregates. The above are some of the instances where a retarding agent is used. Perhaps the most commonly known retarder is calcium sulfate. It is underground to retard the setting of cement. The appropriate amount of gypsum to be used must be determined carefully for the given job. Use of gypsum for the purpose of retarding setting time is only recommended when adequate inspection and control is available. Otherwise, addition of excess amount may cause undesirable expansion and indefinite delay in the setting of concrete. In addition to gypsum, there are number of other materials found to be suitable for this purpose. They are starch, cellulose products, sugars, acids or salt of acids. These chemicals may have variable action on different type of cement when used in different quantities. Unless experience has been had with a retarder, its use as an admixture should not be attempted without technical advice. Any mistake made in this respect may have disastrous consequences. Common sugar is one of the most effective retarding agent used as an admixture for delaying the setting time of concrete without detrimental effect on the ultimate strength. Addition of excessive amounts will cause indefinite delay in setting. At normal temperatures, addition of sugar 0.05 to 0.1% have little effect on the rate of hydration, but if the quantity is increased up to 0.2%, hydration can be retarded such an extent that final set may not take place for up to 72 hours or more. Skimmed milk powder has a retarding effect mainly due to sugar content. Other admixtures which have been successfully used as retarding agent are lignosulfuric acid and their salts, hydroxylated carboxylic acid and their salt, which in addition to the retarding effect also reduce the quantity of water requirement for a given workability. This also increase 28 days compressive strength by 10 to 20%. Materials like mucic acid, calcium acetate and commercial product by name Rayleigh binder are used for set retarding purposes. These days, admixtures are manufactured to combine set retarding and water reducing properties. They are usually mixture of conventional water reducing agent plus sugars or hydroxylated carboxylic acid or their salt. Both the setting time and the rate of strength build up are affected by these materials. Then retarding plasticizers also used in concrete. This type of plasticizers and super plasticizers by themselves shows certain extent of retardation. Many times this extent of retardation of setting time affected or upheld by admixtures will not be sufficient. Instead of adding retarders separately, retarders are mixed with plasticizer or super plasticizer at the time of commercial production of concrete. Such commercial brand is known as retarding plasticizers or retarding super plasticizers. ASTM type D. ASTM is American Society for Testing Machines. Type D is retarding plasticizers and ASTM type G is retarding super plasticizers. In the commercial formulation, we have also retarding and slump retaining versions. Retarding plasticizers or super plasticizers are important category of admixtures often used in the ready-mix concrete industry for the purpose of retaining the slump loss during high temperature, long transportation to avoid construction or cold joints, slip form construction and regulation of heat of adhesion. One must be careful in selection of such ready-made retarding admixtures on account of heterogeneous nature and different molecular weight of retarders used with plasticizers. They tend to separate out. It happens when sugar solution is used as a cheap retarder. When retarders like gluconate is used, such separation or settlement of retarders do not happen. It is cautioned that such retarding plasticizers should always be shaken thoroughly or well stirred before use. There are cases that settlement of retarders from rest of the ingredients causing excessive retardation and failure of structure. The trade names of retarding admixtures are McSnell OC or McSnell SDS. The advantages of retarding admixtures are increases the setting time of concrete and give more time for handling and placing of concrete. Next is prolong the setting of cement in the concrete, hence useful in hot weather concreting where setting is accelerated due to hot weather. Next advantage is it reduces shrinkage due to quick drying. Then increase workability during initial stages without affecting the strength in the final stage of concrete, and increase the time available for transportation of concrete, which is useful in ready-mix concrete plant. Retarding admixtures are useful in a number of situations. These are: first situation is in oil well concreting where the concrete has to remain in plastic state or for 3 to 4 hours at high temperature, and in mass concreting to reduce cold joints and heat evolution. Then in RMC plant and to give exposed aggregate look to concrete, the retarders are sprayed on the formwork. When after 1 or 2 days the formwork is removed, the inner concrete has set, but the outer layer of cement matrix is yet unheard. A simple spray of water washes away the thin layer of concrete and gives exposed aggregate look to the concrete. And last advantage condition is for placing concrete in positions difficult to assess. This is all about retarders. Now let's see accelerators. Accelerating admixtures are added to concrete to increase the rate of early strength development in concrete to permit earlier removal of formwork, reduce the required period of curing, then advance the time that structure can be placed in service, then partially compensate for the retarding effect of low temperature during cold weather concreting. In the emergency repair work, the acceleration or accelerators admixtures are used in concrete. In the past of the commonly used materials as an accelerator was calcium chloride, but nowadays it is not used. Instead, some of the soluble carbonates, silicates, and some of the organic compounds such as triethylamine are used. Accelerators such as triethylamine are comparatively expensive. The recent studies have shown that calcium chloride is harmful for reinforced concrete and pre-stressed concrete. It may be used for plain cement concrete in comparatively high dose. The limits of chloride content in concrete is given in durability of concrete. Some of the accelerators produced these days are so powerful that it is possible to make the cement set into stone hard in a matter of 5 minutes or less. With the availability of such powerful accelerators, the underwater concreting has become easy. Similarly, the repair work that would be carried out to the waterfront structures in the region of tidal variations has become easy. The use of such powerful accelerators have facilitated the basement waterproofing operation in the field of prefabrications. Also, it has become an invaluable material, as these materials could be used up to 10 degrees Celsius. They find an unquestionable use in cold weather concreting. Some of the modern commercial accelerating materials are Maxell OC, Maxnel SDS, then MC Torque Slide being manufactured by MC Boston India Private Limited is a material specially formulated to meet the demand for efficient and multifold properties desired for spread concrete and short grading operations. Accelerators are, when added to concrete mortar or grout, increases the rate of hydration of hydraulic cement, shortens the time of set, accelerates the hardening of development of strength of concrete or mortar. These admixtures functions by interaction with tricalcium silicate component of the cement, thus increasing the reaction between cement and water. The advantage of accelerating admixtures are it gives early finishing of surface, reduction of pressure on forms, or reduction of time during which the formwork is subjected to hydraulic pressure, more effective plugging of leaks against hydraulic pressure than earlier removal of formwork, reduction in time period of curing. Then accelerating plasticizers, certain ingredients are added to accelerator to accelerate the strength development of concrete. Two plasticizers or superplasticizers. Such accelerating superplasticizers when added to concrete results in faster development of strength. The accelerating materials added to plasticizers or superplasticizers are ethanolamine chloride, calcium nitrates, and flowsilicate etc. The accelerating plasticizers are accelerating superplasticizers manufactured by well-known companies are chloride free. This is all about accelerators. It is most important admixture which is used in concrete. Then next admixture is air entraining agents or air entraining admixture. Air is intentionally is incorporated in form of minute spherical bubbles of 5 micron to 80 micron distributed evenly in entire mass of concrete. The purpose of this is make concrete workable. Perhaps one of the important advancement in the concrete technology was the discovery of air entrained concrete. Since 1930, there has been an even increasing use of air entrained concrete all over the world, especially in US and Canada, due to recognition of the merits of air entrained concrete. About 85% of concrete manufactured in America contains one or the other types of air entraining agent, so much so that air entraining agent have almost come to be considered a necessary fifth ingredient in concrete making. Air entrained concrete is made by mixing a small quantity of air entraining agent or by using air entraining cement. These air entraining agents incorporate millions of non-coalescing air bubbles which will act as flexible ball bearings and will modify the properties of plastic concrete regarding workability, segregation, bleeding, and finishing quality of concrete. It also modifies the properties of hard concrete regarding the resistance to frost action and permeability. The air voids present in concrete can be brought under two groups. that is entrained air, or second is entrapped air. Entrained air is intentionally incorporated minute spherical bubbles of size ranging from 5 micron to 80 micron, distributed evenly in the entire mass of concrete. The entrapped air voids may be of any shape and size, normally embracing the contours of aggregate surface. Their size may range from 10 to 1000 microns or more, and they are not uniformly distributed throughout the concrete mass. Various admixtures used as air entrainers are natural wood resins, then animal and vegetable fats, olive oil and fatty acids, weeding agents such as sulfonated organic compounds, and water soluble soaps. The amount of air entrained depends on some factors. The factors are quantity of air entraining admixtures, type of admixtures, water cement ratio, aggregates and its types, and the grading of aggregate. Then mixing time, temperature, then type of cement, influence of compaction, admixtures other than air entraining agents. Different air entraining agents produce different amount of air entrainment depending upon the elasticity of the film of the bubble produced and the extent to which the surface tension is reduced. Similarly, different quantities of air entraining agent will result in different amounts of air entrainment. Water cement ratio is one of the important factors affecting the quantity of air. At very low water cement ratio, water films on the cement will be insufficient to produce adequate forming action. At intermediate water cement ratio, the abundant air bubbles will be produced, but at a higher water cement ratio, through to start with a large amount of air entrainment is produced, a large proportion of the bubbles will be lost progressively with time. The grading of aggregate has shown good influence on the quantity of air entrainment. It was established that the quantity of air increased from the lowest fineness modulus of sand to a peak at about fineness modulus of 2.5 and thereafter decreased sharply. The sand fraction of 300 and 150 micron showed a significant effect on the quantity of air entrainment. The higher quantity of these fractions resulted in more air entrainment. Air content is also reduced by process of compaction on account of the movement of air bubbles to the surface and destruction. It is estimated that as much as 50% of the entrained air may be lost after vibration for 2.5 minutes, and as such as 80% may be lost by vibration of 9 minutes. The experiments conducted at Hirakun Dam indicated that an air content of 10.5% after 30 seconds of vibration come down to 6% after 180 seconds of vibration. The other admixture used in conjunction with air intermediate agent will also be significantly affect the amount of air intended. The use of fly ash in concrete will reduce the amount of air intended. Similarly, the use of calcium chloride also has the tendency to reduce and limit air entrainment. Next admixture is waterproofing materials. Concrete is a porous material prone to cracking. That's why nearly all commercial and residential concrete projects specify some types of waterproofing system. Usually spray applied coating or a stick sheet membrane is used to keep moisture out. However, an increasing number of projects are using integral waterproofing admixtures which plug the natural pores and capillaries from within the concrete and makes the concrete itself impervious to moisture. Some form of integral waterproofing will even self-heal minor cracking. Waterproofing materials are mainly used to resist absorption of water and make structure impermeable under water pressure. These are often in powder, paste or liquid form. These are not only helps in making structure impermeable but also helps in accelerating the setting time of concrete. Waterproofers may be chemically active or inactive. Chemically active waterproofers are silicates of soda, aluminum and zinc sulfate and aluminum chlorides, etc. Chemically inactive waterproofers are chalk, fullers, earth, etc. Chemically active waterproofers accelerate setting time of concrete and make it more in previously at an initial stage, which is chemically inactive waterproofers improve workability and improve density of concrete. This is all about the admixtures using concrete. Then the doses of different types of admixtures are according to IS code specification. The IS code or recommended doses are given in IS code 9103 and 456 IS. These are all about admixtures using concrete.